The Fed's forecasts are still remarkably optimistic.
All these numbers they threw out are fantasy land. The unemployment rate's fantasy land. The rate at which inflation is going to come down is fantasy land.
It feels like global inflationary pressures have the upper hand.
Fed rate hikes just take a really long time to impact the economy.
I just wonder whether we're going to look back and say, we were in a recession. We're already in a recession.
We are seeing recession warnings from billionaires, top executives, investors, and academics. Not just that, all the global leaders are facing a challenging period ahead. But why? Because a recession is around the corner. A few months back, we were discussing the possibility of a recession. And now the topic has changed. It's not a question of if there will be a recession. It's a question of how deep will it be. Hello, and welcome to Finance Insights. Today's video will give you an overview of how global economic experts are viewing the recession that we are in. How deep will it be? So without further ado, let's begin. Bank of America is expecting a U.S. recession that will ravage markets and could send stocks spiraling down 24% next year. And it's not just a recession that will rattle markets next year. According to Bank of America, rising interest rates, red-hot inflation, the war in Ukraine, and the environmental crisis will also carry on spooking investors. The energy crisis in Europe is already drowning the European economy. Billionaires, including Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Warren Buffett, have already raised red flags. Top executives like Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon, and Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon have sounded the alarm on a looming U.S. recession. Investors Charlie Munger, Michael Burry, and Robert Kiyosaki have been warning for already several months now. Top experts and academics are joining a chorus of these CEOs. In spite of all these, Federal Reserve officials maintain they'll be able to get surging inflation under control without triggering a recession. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said she doesn't see signs of a recession. And so are the leaders of the major global economies, including the US, UK, China, and Canada behaving. But almost every chief executive in the United States is getting ready to face an economic downturn in the next 12 to 18 months. Let us see some numbers on how top corporate leaders bracing for the worst. Consulting firm KPMG polled 400 business leaders in the United States. 91% of them are predicting a recession. Only 34% expected to be mild and short, while the rest, almost 66%, are predicting a longish one. One of the most recent warnings is by Tesla CEO and Twitter owner, Elon Musk. He thinks a recession is coming and worries the Federal Reserve's attempts to bring down inflation could make it worse. Musk called on the Fed to cut interest rates immediately or risk amplifying the probability of a severe recession. More recession warnings are coming from the CEO of Goldman Sachs, one of the largest banks in America. And then backing that up was the founder of Amazon, one of the largest businesses in the world. Who'd know better about what's happening on the ground level with the economy than these two men? Jeff Bezos, the world's second richest man, has just sent out a warning confirming that we need to batten down the hatches for an upcoming recession. Bezos advised consumers and businesses to stockpile cash in case there's a devastating downturn. He said that the economy does not look great right now. Things are slowing down. You're seeing layoffs in many sectors of the economy. The probabilities say if we're not in a recession right now, we're likely to be in one very soon. Bezos recommended that American households delay big-ticket purchases such as new TVs, refrigerators, and cars, given the risk that economic conditions worsen. Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon said that there's a good chance of a recession. Solomon said recently, "I think the chance of a recession sometime in the next 24 months is high." And Goldman Sachs is taking steps to prepare for a deeper economic downturn. One of the world's most powerful CEOs, Jamie Dimon, the head of JP Morgan Chase & Co., delivered a gloomy assessment that startled Wall Street. He expects the United States will be in a recession for 6 to 9 months from now, and Europe is already in one, he said. Back in June, Dimon forecasted an economic hurricane on the horizon. That storm seems to have strengthened, and now he seems sure it's about to hit. Bank of America chief Brian Moynihan warns of 2 more years of pain with high inflation and interest rates. though he suggested that there will be a mild recession. Not just the billionaires and CEOs, 2022 has been tough for most investors. Stocks have plunged, bonds have tumbled, and even broad benchmark ETFs are deep in the red. But the worst could be yet to come. Prominent hedge fund boss Michael Burry asserted the U.S. economy will inevitably face a far more serious recession than most experts predict. Burry rose to national prominence after his bet against the 2008 U.S. housing market crash. This time again, Burry was one of the first to warn of a looming economic crisis. Burry tweeted saying, "We are really looking at an extended multi-year recession." Who is predicting this? There are none. Rich Dad, Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki is giving one of the gravest warnings. He said, "God have mercy on us all." He added that the economy is the biggest bubble in history and is urging investors to dump paper assets. Instead, Kiyosaki likes 3 real assets for protection. Well, they are gold and silver and Bitcoin. Kiyosaki has long been a fan of gold and he likes silver too. But Kiyosaki doesn't seem bothered by the cryptocurrency's downturn. In fact, he sees the crypto mayhem as an opportunity. So, viewers, how many of you are also fans of gold and silver? Let us know in the comments below. Are you concerned about the current cryptocurrency downtrend? If you want us to make a detailed video on the crypto crisis, do let us know in the comments. We are already seeing major layoffs across sectors. The big tech firms are the ones to be highly affected. Frankly, there is turmoil within the tech sector. The layoffs are expected to continue throughout 2023 as well. Amazon has cut down its staff. How many employees? It is to let go of around 10,000 people, which represents about 3% of Amazon's corporate employees. This may sound like a small number, but it's not. Amazon is undertaking one of the largest job cuts in the company's history. Unfortunately, several other tech giants are concerned about economic uncertainty. In recent weeks, all major players have slashed their workforce. Elon Musk's Twitter reduced its workforce by half. Meta, the parent company of Facebook, is letting go of 11,000 employees. Lyft, Stripe, Snap, and Microsoft have all announced layoffs as well. Over the past week, Silicon Valley alone has laid off 20,000 employees. So clearly it is an industry-wide trend, a symptom of a bigger problem, a looming massive global recession. How prepared are we? What should be our next steps to keep ourselves and our dear ones safe in these tough times? We have detailed the steps to be safe in this recession and mass layoffs in our last video. It's on your screen right now. Click to watch it. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for regular economy and finance updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in another great video.